Merry Christmas! It's Christmas Day. Welcome back to the Snug. Hope you're having a really good time with the families. It's Thursday, so we've got to do Thursday Beer Club, but we're going to do something a little bit different. As it's Christmas Day, we won't be doing the traditional test. I put a poll out recently on my community, and I asked people what sort of beers should I be testing, and the winner was Belgian beers. Well, you're never going to believe this, as luck would have it. I quite like a few Belgian beers, and many happy memories of going across the Bruges with friends and family, and going around the various bars and trying out the rather strong beers that our friends on the continents offer. So it's not a test today. These beers are all slightly different. They're all powerhouse of beers you may know. There's a curveball in there you may not know, but they're beers that I enjoy. We're going to finish with one of my favourite beers. I've had to pick my top 5 beers of all time. The one that we're going to finish with might take second or third place. We're not going to do the traditional test in the Thursday Beer Club glass either. We've got the appropriate glasses to match the beer from the breweries. Just something a little bit special. We're going to ramble, we're going to chat and enjoy Christmas together. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. I'm 4 weeks in now, and I really enjoyed it. Subscribers are growing, and I really do appreciate it. I read all the comments, I take everything on board, and this beer journey was about me developing new skills and learning, and I'm certainly doing that, and I'm certainly enjoying it. So thank you to everyone that's helped me do that. If you want to give me a Christmas present, by the way, subscribe. It'd be wonderful if I could have 100 subscribers by Christmas Day. I don't think I'll quite get there. I'm on 77 now, and 100 for Christmas Day would be absolutely tremendous. And I do actually have a little Christmas present in my hand. There we go. Craig's favourite Christmas present of the day. New bottle opener from my friends at Bits for Vans. So, I'm not sponsored by anyone, but the boys at Bits for Vans, Glenn, Digger and Glenn, thank you very much. Most people want beer. I'm over the moon with a bottle opener. So let's use this Christmas bottle opener and open up our first one. And we're going to go with something a lot of you will have seen, maybe not have tried. Delirium Tremens, commonly known as the pink elephant. Now, Delirium Tremens, it's a reference to the state of alcohol withdrawal. Well, we certainly won't be having alcohol withdrawal today. It's a strong Belgian pale ale at 8.5%. And if you note, I'm very careful how I pour it. These are bottle conditioned beers. You want to leave a little bit in the bottle. You don't want to shake it up. Cool them nice. Look at that. Lovely inviting drink. The head combination, nice. As I say, it's you can smell the hops in all the Belgian beers. You're not playing with kids' beer here at 8.5%. You're not going to sit down and have 10 pints of this stuff. This is a special occasions. This is for sharing with family and friends, and it's a really quality beer. It smells beautiful. Really floral on the nose, but not like a citrus floral. Not like these like the American IPAs. Nothing like that. There's nothing like that at all. Oh, I forget how good it is. It's so easy to, doing some tests over the past 4 weeks, and all I can say is, you taste the alcohol in that. Well, that's a strong one. You're going to know about it. You really ain't going to know about it. This is a Christmas tipple if ever there was one. Give that to Grandad, sit him in the corner, give him 3 of them, and make him up on Boxing Day. Lovely. Really is nice. This is a nonsense beer. What I call a nonsense beer is a beer where I used to sit with friends who talk complete nonsense, and that's something I'm pretty good at, as you're finding out. So anyone's out there thinking, where do I start with a Belgian beer? Start with this. You see it in Tesco's, you see it in Asda's. Start with Delirium Tremens. You might not be able to get the glass locally, but start with that. Serve it in a nice 2-litre style glass, well chilled. Be careful pouring it. You don't want to disturb the sediment in the bottom. And it's a good introduction to Belgian beers. You're never going to go wrong with it. Now, bit of a curveball here. If you've not been to Bruges, if you've not been across to Belgium, not one you're really going to know about, De Garre, or Tripel Van De Garre. It's the house beer of the De Garre Cafe in Bruges. It's a little hidden gem off the main square, down a side street. You're never going to find it. You need to get a guidebook if you want to find it. And you need to find it. You need to know where De Garre is. If you're into beer, if you're into bars and pubs, this needs to be on your place to go in your life. And their house beer, it's brewed by one of the Belgian brewers, the same people that make Parat. It travels okay. Now it doesn't travel as good as it is in the cafe itself. In De Garre, it's stuff of dreams, really. You know, little plate of meat, little plate of cheese, nonsense chat with friends, and a couple of De Garres. You've got a perfect afternoon. Now, it's 11% this one, guys. We're getting into some proper stuff here. It's going to be very similar on the pour to the Delirium. And in its style again, strong amber Belgian ale. Notice how I'm being extra careful to not disturb that sediment in the bottom. That's the last thing we want in this glass is the sediment from the bottom. And again, looks lovely in the glass, doesn't it? Look at that. De Garre, what more do you want? Well, if you want to relive an afternoon in Bruges, this is the one. But at 11%, you need to be a bit careful. You know, when you go to De Garre, there's signs all over the wall saying the maximum they're going to serve you is 3. I've been there many times in my life, and I always remember one particular summer's afternoon, I sat there and I had 7, and realised my legs didn't work, and I certainly didn't want number 8, I can tell you. But more floral than the Delirium, but we're not comparing. You know, there's no one's better than the other. These are very different. This is 11%, and this is a strong beer. Tell you what, if you go to the Garre, you can have a lovely plate of meat and patty. Oh, wish I was there now. %, and you can't taste the alcohol. You really, you know, it's no wonder I couldn't walk after 7. I said it didn't travel, but it does. And you can actually get this in a Magnum. I've had the Magnum a couple of times. In fact, my best friend and I once had an afternoon in at the kitchen table with a Magnum of De Garre, and they want a pretty afternoon, I can tell you. But this is Christmas Day beer, isn't it? This is sit down with friends and family, nonsense chat, celebrate, just relax. These are what beer is about, isn't it? You know, beer isn't about getting drunk. It's not. No, if that's what you want to do, drink a bottle of vodka if you're not alcoholic. You know, this is about enjoying your time, and this is as good as it gets. You need to be a bit careful with your mind. I drink a 3 of these, it'd be like drinking almost 2 bottles of wine. So 2 bottles of wine in 20 minutes ain't going to be good for no man, is it? But lovely. Absolutely glorious. That Christmas Day, yeah? Right, now, if I had to say to you, the best Belgian beer, I would say Westmalle Trappist Dubbel. It's a dark Belgian beer. I do prefer the darks to the ambers and the blondes. Not overly hoppy. It's more fruitiness there. And as we established the other week, I am more into the rich fruit beers. You know, but look at this. You know, for the uneducated, I'm pouring a glass of Newcastle Brown. Well, this is possibly the oldest brew of the lot here. This has been Westmalle 7%, brewed in its current format since 1926. So look at that. No wonder I call it my favourite. Absolutely beautiful beer. Now, it's lost all them floral notes at the end that you had. So, you know, we've no longer got that. You've now got the caramel notes, you know, you've got your dark fruits, your figs, and, you know, this is Christmas. This is Christmas in a glass, in my opinion. You know, I load it properly, so everyone can see. Westmalle Trappist Dubbel. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, and it's weakening out at only 7%. Here's a reason why I like that so much. It's absolute quality. They just, but again, you can't taste the alcohol. This is what these Belgians do so well. You know, when you start drinking our beers and they just start getting to 5.5%, 6.5%, I'm going, oh, you can taste the alcohol now. Ooh, that one's a bit strong. These ain't strong. Well, they are strong. I'm probably retarded you. Absolute rocket for one. But they don't taste strong. They taste, you know, this is. Imagine the best Newcastle Brown you've ever had. And you've more than likely got this. Well, doing that injustice. But I've got a funny story about Newcastle Brown. I'll tell you in a bit. So, a couple of years back, went to the Brews Beer Festival, and there's a beer called Westmalle Trappist Dubbel. It's one of the rare beers of the world, and I'd always wanted to try it. Could never get it. It's very, very difficult to get. If you do see a bottle out there, it's very, very expensive. And me and my best friend, we went to the beer festival, and they didn't have it, but they did have a bottle counter, and they said, oh yeah, we go Westmalle Trappist Dubbel. We get 24 bottles a day. I was like, 24 bottles, and how do you allocate them? They said, well, first come, first serve process. It's your first come, first serve. Yeah. Now, this was back when the Brews Beer Festival was in February, and it was on a old exhibition hall on the outskirts of town. Now, Northern Europe in February isn't a particularly nice place. It's usually wet and damp. But anyway, me and my friend, we got up. We went out on Saturday night after Saturday to be a festival, and we got up and we give breakfast a miss. And we said we'll go to the beer festival. There's a queue outside. How early should we get there? I was like, well, I'm only Westmalle Trappist 12, so I think we should go to 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, place didn't open till 10. He told me I was an idiot, which I'm alright, he was, but there we go. Anyway, at past 8, we're off up to the festival hall. The queue outside in the pouring drizzle rain, and we were like burst at the door. I was over the moon, and we went in and we went straight to the bar and put our tokens down, and I said, Westmalle Trappist 12, please. And I always remember the barman, no problem, got these 2 bottles of Westmalle and poured them for us, and looked very similar to this Westmalle Dubbel, very similar. So the similarities ended, because I took a big gulp, looked at my best friend who was with me at the time and said, Newcastle Brown. So there we go, guys. One of the best beers in the world. Newcastle Brown, if you ask me. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about Westmalle Trappist Dubbel, and finish this one because it's Christmas after all. You're looking for a gift for someone. Want to buy him a special beer? With this in Waitrose. Westmalle Dubbel. Go and do it. Well, that's our Christmas Day episode done. I'm doing fruit beers on New Year's Day. Belgian fruit beers. I do like a creek. I'm going to chuck a cherry beer in there as well. And then in the new year we'll get back to our normal format. But I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas with your family. I hope you're all drinking responsibly and enjoying your beer. That's the most important thing. Drink responsibly, enjoy it. Enjoy the festive period. Look out for the New Year episode. Get your friends to subscribe, you'll make me very happy. And Merry Christmas to you all.